Imagine this for a moment. You wake up tomorrow morning, the same bed, the same room, but something feels different. Your body feels alive again, strong, responsive, steady. You glance in the mirror, and the man staring back doesn't look tired anymore. The lines are still there, sure, but behind them is a quiet spark you haven't seen in years. The kind of energy that makes your wife smile before you even say a word. And the crazy part? That feeling didn't come from a pill, or an injection, or some complicated workout routine. It came from a single vitamin you placed under your tongue. Now, before you think that sounds too simple to be true, let me tell you something I've seen time and time again in my clinic over the last 25 years. The men who feel too old to change, who think their performance, energy, and drive are gone for good, are often just missing one biological switch. And that switch isn't buried deep inside some secret lab or locked behind a prescription. It's something your body already knows how to use. It's just been asleep for too long. Today, I'm going to show you how a small, overlooked vitamin, used the right way, can wake that switch back up. And within minutes, not weeks, your body begins to respond differently. But don't rush to grab any supplement yet, because the key isn't what you take, it's how you take it. You see, most men over 60 are unknowingly blocking their own testosterone every single morning. Not with bad habits, but with the way their body absorbs nutrients. And that's where the under-the-tongue method changes everything. When you place certain vitamins beneath your tongue, they bypass your stomach entirely and go straight into your bloodstream. Direct access, no delays, no breakdowns. I've watched it happen in real time. One of my patients, let's call him Vince, was 67 and told me he felt invisible. His energy gone, his confidence flatlined. He'd tried testosterone gels, zinc tablets, expensive herbs. Nothing changed. But within 2 weeks of using a simple sublingual D3 routine, he came back to my office with a grin. His words, "Doc, I don't know what's happening, but I feel like the man I used to be." Now this isn't magic. It's biology. And in the next few minutes, you'll understand exactly why this method, this tiny daily habit, can reignite your body's natural testosterone engine faster than most people imagine. Let's start with something every man over 50 needs to know. Testosterone isn't just a sex hormone. It's the command center for your energy, motivation, muscle tone, circulation, and even your memory. When it drops, everything else follows. Your drive, your stamina, your mental edge. The cruel trick? It doesn't crash all at once. It slips away slowly, so you barely notice until one day you realize you're running on half the fuel you used to. That's where this vitamin comes in. Vitamin D3. You've heard of it, the sunshine vitamin. But here's what most men don't know. It's not a vitamin at all. It's a hormone precursor. Meaning, your body uses it to build other hormones, including testosterone. And when it's low, your testosterone production grinds to a halt. Now here's where it gets interesting. About 80% of men over 60 are deficient in vitamin D3, even if they live in sunny places. Why? Because as you age, your skin's ability to convert sunlight into D3 declines by nearly 50%. So, even when you think you're getting enough, your body's starving for it. And here's the kicker. Swallowing vitamin D3 pills doesn't fix the problem efficiently. Your stomach acid destroys a large percentage before it ever reaches your bloodstream. But when you place it under your tongue, sublingually, you bypass that entire process. It's like giving your body a direct delivery of testosterone fuel. That's the first key difference between men who think their T levels are beyond saving and men who prove they can bounce back naturally. It's not about taking more supplements, it's about taking them smarter. But let's step back a moment. I want to talk to you doctor to patient, but more than that, as someone who's watched strong men struggle in silence. Because I know what it feels like when your body starts working against you. You wake up already tired. You find yourself avoiding certain moments with your partner, not because the desire is gone, but because the energy or confidence isn't there. You feel your hands gripping the sink in the morning, wondering where that old fire went. And maybe you've started telling yourself, this is just what getting older feels like. But here's the truth. It doesn't have to be. Your body still has everything it needs to perform, thrive, and desire. It just needs the right signal to turn back on. One of my favorite patients, John, age 61, once told me, "I didn't feel old, Dr. May, I just felt switched off." That phrase stuck with me, because for many men, that's exactly it. The system isn't broken, it's asleep. And that's why this sublingual method works so powerfully. When John started using it, we paired it with a few small changes. Nothing extreme. Better sleep rhythm, 5 minutes of morning sunlight, a little movement before breakfast. Within 3 weeks, he noticed his morning drive returning. Within 6, he was lifting heavier, feeling stronger, and yes, his confidence in the bedroom came roaring back. What changed was simple. His cells were finally getting the hormonal signal they'd been missing. See, your body doesn't care how old you are. It only responds to chemistry. When you restore that balance, D3, magnesium, zinc, boron, and vitamin K2, your system stops operating in maintenance mode and shifts back into performance mode. Now, before I explain exactly how to combine those nutrients for maximum effect, let me tell you something that might surprise you. There's one particular reason older men often fail with testosterone boosters. It's not because they don't work, it's because they're absorbed too slowly. Think of your body like a car engine. You can pour premium fuel into the tank, but if the spark plugs aren't firing, it won't start. The sublingual route is like reigniting those spark plugs. You're telling your body, wake up, it's time to move again. And here's the fascinating part. Studies have shown that when men over 50 take D3 sublingually, their testosterone levels can rise by as much as 25% within a few months. That's without drugs, without injections, without side effects. Just smart delivery. Now, if you're sitting there wondering how to get started, I'm going to give you the exact steps later in this video, including the specific combinations and dosages most men get wrong. But before that, I want you to understand why this approach is so effective. Because when you know the why, you're more likely to stay consistent. Here's what happens. Under your tongue are thousands of capillaries, tiny blood vessels that connect straight to your bloodstream. When D3 is absorbed there, it skips digestion entirely. No liver breakdown, no stomach acid interference. Within minutes, your cells begin to receive the signal to produce luteinizing hormone, the messenger that tells your testicles to start producing testosterone again. And once that process starts, everything else follows. Mood, motivation, strength, and circulation. You start sleeping deeper, thinking clearer, and yes, performing better. By this point, some of you might be wondering, can I just get more sunlight instead? And yes, sunlight helps. But for men over 60, sunlight alone often isn't enough. Your skin's D3 production is half of what it used to be at 30. So even if you spend time outside, your levels likely stay suboptimal. That's why direct sublingual supplementation makes such a difference. It's the shortcut nature intended but aging slowed down. Now, if you're nodding along thinking, this makes sense, but I've heard all sorts of conflicting advice online, you're right. The internet is full of half-truths about testosterone and supplements, which is exactly why I created a comprehensive guide called the Complete Sexual Health Blueprint for Men Over 50. It walks you through everything I teach in my clinic. How to optimize your hormones naturally, improve blood flow, and rebuild confidence at any age. If you're serious about getting results, I recommend grabbing your copy. The link's right in the description. It's not a sales pitch. It's a step-by-step system that shows you how to build on what I'm teaching here, safely and effectively. Now let's come back to what really makes this method powerful. Most men look for one super supplement, but the truth is, testosterone thrives on synergy. Vitamin D3 opens the gate, but other nutrients keep that gate strong. Magnesium acts like the spark conductor. It helps convert D3 into its active form. Zinc supports your body's ability to actually use that testosterone. Boron prevents it from being bound up by SHBG, the protein that keeps it locked away. And vitamin K2 ensures that calcium goes to your bones and arteries, not clogging your blood vessels. That's the formula. And it's not complicated. You don't need fancy brands or overpriced male vitality packs. You just need the right balance, taken the right way. And here's something I tell every patient. Consistency beats intensity. Doing this small ritual every morning, same time, same method, signals your body to rebuild that rhythm it's lost. Hormones love rhythm. They're like music. They respond to consistent beats, not random bursts. Now let me give you a little secret most people overlook. Testosterone doesn't just make you feel younger. It changes how your body moves through the world. Your posture improves. Your handshake feels firmer. You make decisions faster. That's chemistry expressing itself through confidence. But let's not romanticize it. There's a real reason this works, and it's grounded in your biology. When testosterone levels rise, your dopamine receptors become more responsive. That's why you suddenly feel more motivated to exercise, fix things around the house, or reconnect with your partner. It's not motivation out of nowhere. It's biochemical drive. And you know what happens when you combine biochemical drive with emotional readiness? Transformation. That's exactly what I saw with Vince. Remember the man who said he felt invisible? Within 8 weeks of consistent sublingual D3, just 5 drops under his tongue daily, he not only regained his energy but started hiking again. His wife told me, "He laughs again, Dr. May. He's back." Now, I can't promise miracles, but I can promise this. If you give your body the right signal and the right fuel, it will respond, at any age. And if you're still watching right now, I want you to know, that says something about you. Most men click away before they even give themselves the chance to change. But if you've made it this far, it means part of you knows your best years aren't over. They're waiting to be reclaimed. Because this isn't just about testosterone. It's about getting back the part of you that refuses to fade quietly. Now here's where things get interesting. Because what happens when you start restoring your testosterone naturally isn't just a number on a lab report. It's a total reset in how your body responds to life. You'll notice it first in the mirror. That dull, puffy look in your face begins to fade. Your eyes get clearer. Then, you feel it when you climb the stairs and don't have to catch your breath halfway up. A week later, it's when your partner leans in, and you don't shrink back because you finally feel like yourself again. But let me tell you about Tom. He was 71 when he first came to me, a quiet man who'd been on prescription boosters before. They gave him headaches and made him feel edgy. When he stopped them, his energy crashed even worse. I told him, "Tom, before we chase numbers, let's nourish your cells. We use the same under-the-tongue vitamin you're hearing about today, just half a tablet each morning before breakfast." The rest of his routine? Nothing crazy. He kept walking his dog, cut back on sugary drinks, slept an hour longer. After 3 weeks, his morning energy started rising again. His wife, Janet, was the first to notice. She said, "You're whistling again." He hadn't realized it. That, right there, is what recovery sounds like. Now, I'm not saying this is magic. It's science mixed with consistency. See, testosterone is not a faucet you just turn on. It's more like a battery you recharge. Each small step adds a charge, and the vitamin acts like a rapid charge cable that helps your body produce and use what's already within you. You might be wondering, how long before I feel it? For most men I've worked with, light changes appear within 10 to 14 days, deeper improvements in 4 to 6 weeks. But remember, your body has decades of patterns to reverse. The beauty is, once momentum builds, results multiply. Faster mood, firmer muscle tone, sharper focus. Now, quick science but made simple. Testosterone doesn't act alone. It's a dance with DHEA, cortisol, and nitric oxide, your vitality trio. When stress hormones stay high, they smother testosterone like a wet blanket. But B12 and methylfolate, the forms absorbed under your tongue, actually reduce those stress markers by helping your liver clear out excess cortisol. That's why so many men describe it as feeling balanced, not amped up. The under-the-tongue delivery skips digestion, protects delicate enzymes, and goes straight to your bloodstream. Think of it as cutting out the middleman. And if you'd like a deeper breakdown, specific dosages, timing, meal combinations, it's all laid out step by step in my ebook, The Complete Sexual Health Blueprint for Men Over 50. It's in the description below, and I made it because so many men asked for a clear roadmap, not just another list of supplements. It walks you through recovery stages, blood flow boosters, even the best nighttime circulation trick to pair with this vitamin. You can grab it while it's still discounted for first-time viewers. Now, let's go back to something personal. Do you remember how I mentioned the 3 silent saboteurs? Most men think of low T only as a problem below the belt. But what if the real culprit sits in your kitchen? Let me explain. Hidden in processed foods are compounds that block zinc absorption and mimic estrogen. Even small amounts, a daily sandwich with certain processed meats, can tilt the hormone balance against you. That's why the men who follow my plan often start by replacing just one meal a day with high-protein, high-magnesium foods, eggs, spinach, salmon. Here's what's fascinating. Once you feed your cells properly, your body starts making better use of the under-the-tongue vitamin. It's synergy. The vitamin acts like the ignition key, and nutrition becomes the fuel. And when you get that right, results can feel almost unfair. One of my favorite transformations is from a 63-year-old truck driver named Ralph. His schedule was awful: long nights, vending machine snacks, zero exercise. He started microdosing the vitamin under his tongue twice a day, once before his shift and once before bed. Within a month he texted me, "Doc, my hands don't shake anymore, and my wife says I smile in my sleep." What changed? Blood flow. Nitric oxide increased, his vessels relaxed, oxygen delivery improved, and that ripple effect boosted both his energy and performance. Now I know what you're thinking. If it's this simple, why isn't every doctor recommending it? The truth is, most clinics are tied up in pharmaceutical protocols, and the natural path doesn't generate the same profit margins. But here's the thing, your body still listens to nature. That's why when men start this, they often feel a subtle but profound mental shift. It's not just about drive, it's about identity. You stop seeing yourself as a man slowing down, and start acting like a man getting stronger again. Because remember this, your brain is your biggest gland. It responds to how you see yourself. Testosterone rises not only from biochemistry, but also from behavioral cues. That's why combining physical triggers, like the undertongue vitamin, with mental ones, like consistent morning movement or sunlight exposure, multiplies the effects. Quick question. When was the last time you truly felt proud of your body? Not 20 years ago, but recently. That question alone can spark a change. Because pride isn't vanity, it's a feedback signal that tells your nervous system you're thriving. And that's the hidden secret behind every recovery story I've seen. It's not just chemistry, it's confidence. Once you feel that spark again, you start protecting it. You eat better, you sleep deeper, you even breathe slower. It becomes a positive addiction, one that restores instead of drains you. So what should you do next? Tomorrow morning, before you eat, let half a tablet dissolve under your tongue. Don't swallow right away, let it sit for at least 30 seconds. Pair it with a glass of water. Then move. Walk, stretch, get sunlight on your face. That combination wakes up your circadian rhythm and tells your brain, it's time to produce. Within days, your energy baseline starts shifting. Within weeks, your motivation to move returns. And when that happens, your blood flow, your performance, your confidence, all rise together. Now, I want to be clear. This isn't about chasing youth. It's about reclaiming control. Most men over 60 were never told that decline isn't inevitable, it's optional. You've built families, careers, lives. You deserve to feel alive in your body again, not trapped by it. And before I close, let's circle back to that first promise I made. The one about what happens when you put this vitamin under your tongue. Because by now, you've heard the science, the stories, and maybe even seen yourself in them. But here's the real reason it matters. When your testosterone rises naturally, your body doesn't just feel younger. It remembers how to be younger. That's neuroplasticity, that's cellular memory, and that's power. Now before you go, I want to leave you with this thought. Every man has two clocks, the one on the wall and the one inside his blood. You can't stop the first, but you can rewind the second. And if this video spoke to you, if it gave you hope, clarity, or even just curiosity, then do two quick things before you forget. Subscribe to Vital Health Seniors so you never miss another strategy that could change your next decade. We release weekly, science-backed videos that help men over 60 perform, feel, and live like the man they were meant to be. Like and share this video. Not for me, but for the millions of men who are still in the dark, thinking they're alone. You might be the reason one of them finds his way back to strength. And keep an eye out for my next video. It's about a forgotten herb that can triple nitric oxide and support harder, longer-lasting energy without pills or side effects. It's one of my most requested topics, and what I reveal there will surprise you. Until then, I'm Dr. May Anderson, reminding you that age is not your limitation. It's your leverage. Because when you understand how your body really works, every year can become your strongest yet.